everyone.
Yes, good evening.
Hi, Miss Lasika. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today to Build Your Best Life, a blueprint to success. I'm your host, Kamira Brown, and it is a delight to see you out here again on this lovely Thursday afternoon. I hope you guys are beating the heat. I am pleased to introduce to you guys today my special guest. I've been trying to get this woman on here today, on this podcast, Miss King. She is founder of Healthy Hearts, and she has graciously blessed us to join us today. Here on Build Your Best Life, our mission to empower parents and young men to build a better life, to equip them with the tools and tips for the longevity of a healthy adult life. I'm glad that you all have chosen to join us here on Build Your Best Life. In the absence of Miss Deborah Smith, I want to say thank you all for joining us. Miss Lashika, so welcome, welcome, welcome. We are going to have some fun. I know you're going to bless us with some great tips and tools. So we get a double portion of you today. You are a mom that raised
Yes.
a son, and you also have an organization. Our topic today, you guys, is healthy heart. I'm going to tag something on there, transformation of life. So when we tie that all in together, I believe that's a great combination. So I am your host, Kamira Brown. I'm a mom that raised a son. He is a grown man now. Hallelujah, hallelujah, and he is very well. I am an advocate of health and wellness as well. So today we're going to have a lot of fun questions, and I hope that you guys gain some knowledge. And please like, share, click with a parent or a friend that has a young man in their home that could benefit from this information. Miss Lashika, please share with us organization and what you do, not just with your son, but also with young. So that's our double portion.
Well, hello, everyone. Yes, I am Lashika King. I'm the founder and executive director of Healthy Hearts. Hearts is an acronym for healing, encouraging, and restoring troubled spirits. And we are a faith based nonprofit dedicated to helping young women aging out of foster care, veterans that are transitioning back to civilian life, and single parents facing crises. All three of those things I liken to tell people I have experienced. No, I wasn't a foster child per se, but I had uh, various family members, especially my grandmother, to intercept and help in raising me. We like to say it takes a village, and so I'm just very grateful for my grandparents being very present in my life early on. And then I would too was a veteran, and I was a single mother. I have a 26-year-old son, Colby, who is a college graduate. He resides in New York, and he's very successful by his own account, but raised him without help from his biological father and by the grace of God. And so, Healthy Hearts was not born in a boardroom. It wasn't an idea that I just woke up one day with. It was really a testament of my own personal journey. And so, through experiencing my own trauma, rejection, abuse, seasons where I questioned whether or not life would, I would live the American dream or what, the things that everybody cheer us on to do. Um, it was just the grace of God that just really carried me through those tough seasons and the people that the Lord put in my place and to help me cultivate safe spaces and you know my own testimony just of healing with giving birth to Healthy Hearts, also helping others actually brought healing into my own life. And it actually helped me navigate parenting my son Colby in a way that I believe was best for him as a single mother. As any mother would want to do, I always share with people that parenting is a choice. And so I chose to be Kobe's mommy.
Amen. I love it.
Amen.
That is great. I've been ever since I met you and you told me your beautiful story. And when you said mom of a son, hey, we all need that information. You know, it's like even though mine is grown and he's out of the house, we're still parents and we're still nurturing that growth pattern for our boys. And then to run across, like I have a daughter and she now has a son, and that the era just kind of changes, so we need the extra information, like how did you make it through, how did you make it through, and
Yes.
for you, you're branching over that information and you're taking it over into the transformation or the transition for the young women.
Yes.
Love it, I love
Young
it.
women will be wives to men.
Okay.
Uh, young women will become co-workers in the workforce. And we have to know how to navigate life with men. And so, you know, helping raise a son, and I am too. I don't want to leave out my beautiful daughter, Chloe.
Yeah.
So I have a 26-year-old son and a 9-year-old daughter. And they both taught me so many things as a mother. But Kobe specifically, I raised him in the fullness as a single mom, and just wanting to teach him how to appreciate women, how to love first God,
Hmm.
and love God's people, especially women, how to be respectful and how to appreciate women in the earth. So
Awesome, awesome. So and guys, our topic for today is healthy hearts and
yes,
transitioning into healthy life, right? So
yes,
I'm right on in with our first question, and you've really um, already started with the answer to that. So if you could just
mhm.
a little bit more onto that. So my first question is, what is Healthy Hearts, and what inspired you to start it?
Once again, I was a single mom, and when I was 22, my son was 2 at the time, and I was navigating my own hardships, navigating being a single mom. Um, uh, Trying to pay rent, trying to work, trying to just care for a small child alone, for the most part. And so I also saw other women that clearly were unseen, clearly were going through those same struggles. And I've just always had that desire to just help people. And if you can do anything, one act, if you can just smile at a person, if you can just embrace somebody, even when you're going through, it actually makes you feel better. But it also, especially it makes them feel better. It helps them say, okay, I can go get through this day and I can make it till tomorrow. So just always one of the slogans we have is one act creates infinite impact. And so a lot of people always think it's monetary, and people always think but no, it's just one act of kindness, one act of love. Love is action. And so once again, Healthy Hearts was birthed through my own personal journey and my desire to no, I knew what it felt like to be unseen. I knew people saw me and swore, would think I've never been through anything. And, I look at people when I see anyone, I say, you don't know what they're going through. And it's just that one embrace, that one smile, that one hello, how are you doing, which could open the door to finding out and getting to know a person. And so that's what Healthy Hearts is about. Healing, bringing healing and restoration to the world, one heart at a time. That is our slogan. So,
I love it. I love it.
yes.
Awesome. My next question is, what are some of the greatest challenges young women transitioning from foster care face?
Um, One of the things I want to go back to is, looking around, like I said, foster young women that have aged out of foster care. When they turn 18, they age out of foster care. And most people, even when you're raising your own children, if the world says when they turn, or US says when they turn 18, that they are adults. And for many young women aging out of foster care, that often means losing the only support system they've ever known. They're expected to find housing. They're expected to secure employment. They are expected to continue their education, manage finances, all the things that life throws at them while they're carrying unresolved trauma.
Yeah.
They've never experienced real healthy relationships or a consistent adult modeling stability in their lives. They are tossed to and fro. And a lot of times, we as mothers, when our kids turn 18, we know they're not ready.
Right.
We
Exactly.
know, we know that they're still trying to figure it out, even though we strive to put them on a path and have offered them some sort of stability. But foster children, they don't have that. You
Yeah.
know, some go in at birth,
Hmm.
some go in later in life. We know the older they get, you know, people that are seeking to adopt, they want them to get them small so they can train them up in the way they want to see them trained. It just becomes more challenging when they're older. And so that the greatest challenge is not just giving them a place to live. The system can give them a home for a couple months, a year, or however long. But learning to believe that they are worthy of having a future is what Healthy Hearts strives to um, advocate for them. We want to let them know that we can help them find their footing and their future. We
Yeah.
want to help them find stability, but also find their purpose, their God given purpose in life.
That's good. I like when you say, like I say, we as parents, we have our children in the house, and so
Yep.
walk them through that up until they're 18, and we know when are you ready? No, you're not quite. Still some more teachings that we need to pour into you and prepare you for your next
Yes.
journey. But if they're
Yes.
foster homes, they're bouncing from one quarter to the next home to the next home. And I know that there's that mix of communication or that gap in between what was learned in this home isn't the same.
Mm-hmm.
So once they're transitioning out, they're losing that valuable information and then having to be lashed out or pushed out. And
Yes.
I know that's a hard process to like gather. Like, oh no, I'm out here not having the family support as our children would. They can go to the aunts and the uncles and the cousins,
Yes.
but the women transitioning out, if they've had all this different change of action, just
Yes.
and that's a I can only imagine.
One of the points you made is, they go from house to house and they miss certain lessons, certain teachings. One of the, take a home, for example, that they already have biological children. You know, their children may be at a phase where
Mm-hmm.
they've been taught all the lessons, and then they get a child that's around the same age, and sometimes they just automatically think these children know,
Yeah,
because at a certain age, we expect children to know a certain thing,
yeah,
and if they're only there in the home for a certain time, we miss things. They miss out on certain lessons. And
yes,
so that is a big part of Healthy Hearts, providing safe spaces, stable housing for them to have a moment to breathe and woosah and really address the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. Some of them, we may have to take them back to their primary years. I met one young lady, jokingly, and she and we laughed about it, early 20s, and she didn't know what a dining room table was. She called it a kitchen table, you know, and she associated with the coffee table that's sitting in the living room.
right.
And it's like, it's so little small things like that. We laugh at, people laugh at that. But those are real issues. Those are real things. And that's what Healthy Hearts seeks to address, all the barriers um, that these young people face.
Awesome, awesome. I love that. And you're definitely gonna have to look, we may have to end up getting you back for a round two on this because a whole lot of these nuggets that we're gonna end up needing, especially even the ones that are in the home uh,
Yes.
that miss this valuable information because
Mhm.
hey, these young parents
Yes.
are to teach their young kids
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, next question is how can healing young women today help strengthen future families and communities?
Everything begins with one heart. That is, our motto, one heart at a time. We're healing the world one heart at a time. A healed young woman becomes a healthier mother, a healthier spouse, a stronger employee, a compassionate leader, an amazing friend, and a positive influence within her community and her family. Healing interrupts generational cycles. Instead of passing down trauma, she passes down resilience. Instead of teaching survival, she teaches purpose. Healthy families build healthy communities. When we invest in one young woman, we are investing in generations that haven't even been born yet.
I,
That's why our slogan is one heart at a time. Real transformation begins with one life, and that impact multiplies far beyond what we can see
that's great. That's great. I love it. I like you say one heart
at a time.
at a time. And
At a
that's
time.
do you have that on a t-shirt? You know, like
We we have our, I don't have it on this shirt today, but we do. We have our shirts, and that is our motto, one heart at a time. We
heart
have to take time with people. We have to embrace people. We have to that's God's way, you
yeah,
know. We have to show love and kindness, and those are action words. And so when we really pause and think about everybody, one heart at a time, you
hmm
know, we can change a world. Um, because that one person can create its own world, his or her own world. And so that was the commitment I made to my son as his mother. I never expected to become a single mother so early, but I did. I dreamt of having the husband and I used to want 6 kids when I was younger. But no, no, no. I'm okay with the two. But that was the commitment I had at, having him was, the challenges that I had growing up, I was going to make sure that my son didn't have to endure those things. And so those were my commitments to him. And like I said, it's our choice. I tell him all the time, you have one mother, you can make billions of friends,
there you
but I'm here to guide you and to help you seek out the purpose that God has called you to. So,
that's great. That's great because so many young people they'll clinch on to somebody else and then
yep.
pick up the wrong information.
Yes. Yes.
Um, as a mother who raised a son, what are some of the most important values um, that you work to instill in him and has influenced your work with the young women?
Raising Colby as a single mom was one of my greatest responsibilities and one of the greatest blessings of my personal life. Like I said before, his biological father wasn't involved at all. So I knew I had to be intentional about the environment I created for him and the values I modeled every day. I taught him integrity. I tried to instill humility, perseverance, compassion, definitely faith, education. I encouraged him to go to school and stay focused. Personal responsibility. He had his chores. He understood. And, we used to jokingly say, "Sir, this is mommy's house. Yes,
Right.
this is your bedroom, but this is my bedroom. This is my bathroom, and you are to take care of it as such." And watching him, have his own apartment, and he's fully flourishing. He's taking care of all his responsibilities. I can count on one hand when he's called his mommy in the last 7 years and asked for me to help him pay a bill.
Hey,
Um, listen,
what you
he
need?
has.
Want to say I love you?
Yes, and so it's been amazing, but it's easy to celebrate his accomplishments. Kobe was a Bill Gates scholar. He received the top two scholarships in the nation. He soared academically. He graduated in 2022 from Columbia University, and he's in marketing. He works in marketing, and he owns his own nonprofit now. Um, but I celebrate those milestones, but those achievements aren't what makes me the proudest. um, what fills me, gives me joy is really truly the young man he has become. He leads with compassion, he serves others, he uses his gifts to create opportunities for people who need them the most. And now, when I see him operating his own uh, nonprofit and navigating the workforce, I'm like, ooh, he did see, he did learn, he did, it's a beautiful thing to see your children flourishing.
Yeah.
um that, and those are the same thing with young women. It goes both ways, men and women. We want to see every child flourish and
Yeah.
be the best version of themselves they can possibly be in the earth. So that's just, I get joy. I could go on and on talking about Kobe,
That's
celebrating him.
so when you see them, when we see them flourish, it's really an example of us because we're the
Yes,
role from us. And I believe, like you're saying, with what you instilled in him, you're now taking that to the next level with the young women.
yes.
So I've seen you in your element, and it's a beautiful thing. So I pray constantly into that. And hey, look, you got this. But as I say, we take joy in when we see our children um, doing things like they listened.
Yes.
And we
Yes.
don't think they're listening because they'll be like, "Oh, mama, got it."
Now, trust me, it's not been a perfect road.
Yeah,
You know, but we still have to give them the lead, that the opportunity to make a mistake because they're going to learn. When he went off to college, I promise you that was his freshman year was hard. With one, him going so far, but two, he had this I got it personality, you
yes,
know, and I'm trying to say, you ain't old enough to have, I still need to know, where you are, what you doing, those types of things as a mom. But seeing him, like I said, flourish and just become this young man is an awesome experience. And
awesome.
that's, I hope to see that in my daughter, Chloe. She's the sweetest little girl.
Right.
But hoping that she will find her path and that she will continue to excel and do the same, and all the young women that come through Healthy Hearts. We just want to see them do well.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I want to take a moment to once again thank our viewers for tuning in today. I'm with my special guest, Lashika King. She is the founder and CEO of Healthy Heart. You guys stay tuned. At the end, she's going to give us some information on how to follow her, how to contact her, and how to support her development. So please stay tuned. I want to thank our founder of Build Your Best Life, the Blueprint to Success, Ms. Deborah Smith. And also, once again, to our viewers, please like, share, and comment. We value your opinion. We value you're following us and giving us your feedback. And please share this with a mother, a young man that is about to branch out to adulthood. They need this information. Today, we're speaking with Lashika about Healthy Heart, fostering, transitioning out of foster care, correct? Uh,
Yes.
so share this information. In today's society, it is so hard for our young people stepping out into adulthood. So we get to have a double portion. Mom that raised a son, and she's carrying this information on to young women that are fostering, transitioning out of foster care. So once again, Ms. Deborah, thank you. And to our viewers that are chiming in with us, thank you for tuning in today. Um, we will continue on with our topic, healthy hearts. Um, Ms. Lashika, my next question is, what can parents and mentors do to help young people develop healthy hearts and healthy relationships?
Young people, uh, young people don't simply listen to what we say, they watch what we do. I tell people all the time, even myself, growing up, the Bible says, don't be a doer. Don't be a hearer only, be a doer. And so they watch what we do. We can say all day long, do this, do this, do that. But if you're not modeling that very thing, what do you think the result is going to be?
Mm-hmm.
Parents and mentors should model healthy communication, accountability, forgiveness, consistency, and respect. If we are not giving those things, even to the children, you know, the result is you're going to get that back. Whatever you give out, you're going to give it back. Whatever seed you sow, good or bad. And that's one of the things I taught my son all the time, too. Whatever seed you sow, good or bad, you will reap it. It will come back to you. So if you sow healthy relationships, if you sow accountability, if you sow forgiveness, respect, it's going to come back. They need adults who create safe spaces where they can ask the difficult questions without fear of being judged. One of the big things, parents don't want to talk about is sexuality. You know, even as a mother and a young woman growing up, I have to be honest. Nobody prepared me for my monthly cycle. you know those are the things that I'm even passing down to my young daughter. There are books out here, there's literature, there is all the things, but we as adults have to learn of those things as well, and
Right.
we have to communicate those things so that they don't walk in fear, or they're not afraid of every little trial that comes their way, because trials are promised, they will come, but we're overcomers. And
Right.
so we will be tested. But, through Christ, the promise is we will overcome. And so we have to instill that faith in them. And we also have to teach them boundaries. They need
Yes.
to know that there are boundaries, that there are rules. Rules are, I like to say, created for the people that intend to break them. you know? If you don't intend to break a rule, if you intend to live peaceful, you're that rule book is not going to bother you. But if you have an issue, and children need to understand that life has rules, we have rules.
Hmm.
The Bible teaches us rules. We have to encourage them with truth.
Yes.
you know, if we had, uncomfortable situations in our lives, age appropriateness, you don't
Yeah.
tell a 2-year-old, you know, bad things or hard things. But when they get older and they become exposed to certain things in the world, we have to share truth with them. We have to share our testimonies. We have to, so that they can understand, what creates the drive in us, what creates the hope in us, and so healthy relationships are built on trust, honesty, grace, mutual respect. Most importantly, we have to remind them that their value isn't determined by social media.
Exactly.
Listen, all of this, I'm living my best life through social media. And, you know,
Because they're so quick for that one, right?
listen. that popularity is not the thing. We have to remind them
Yeah.
that, so don't get caught up in social media, because that is not real life.
Yes.
We're not living like the Kardashians. Um, I'm just saying.
It has, but
Yes.
yeah.
And
So
just maintaining that structure in your own home and letting them know that they have worth, that their worth is already established. It was established before they got in the earth, before God called them here. They already had worth, that God loves them, God sees them, and just building healthy lives. That's what we have to do as parents and mentors. One of the things I would say to Kobe, and I repeated that before, is you have billions of friends, people in the earth to become friends with. God gave you one mother. It is
mhm,
my responsibility to lead you into a better future,
yeah,
not to become your best friend.
yeah,
And so, simply put, you may not like all the things that I choose for you as a mom,
yeah,
but my role is to set you up to prosper in life. That's just what I believe a role for every mentor, every adult that's placed in a child's life is to guide them, is to lead them into all truth.
yeah,
Um, yeah.
yeah. Awesome. I love that. So, what message of hope would you like to leave with young women and the people who want to support them?
I want to tell every woman listening, every young woman, every older woman, every woman that's seeking a new start, that your story isn't over.
That's good.
What happened to you is not who you are. You are worthy of love, healing. You're worthy of opportunity. You're worthy of purpose. There is still beauty waiting to come from your life. Don't allow your past to convince you that your future has already been written. Um, and to those who want to help, never underestimate the power of showing up consistently. We all need somebody.
Come on now, look. Let me get
We
my
all need somebody.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That
Yes.
because all too often people think that they're alone.
Yes.
They think that they're alone. And when you say that your story isn't over, people reach a point where they think that this is it. This is all
Hmm.
I have. This is what I've been through, is who I am. And it's not. Especially, like you say, with the young women that are transitioning out of foster care. They
Hmm.
think this is it. You know,
Hmm.
the buck stops here. But
Yes.
really the beginning, and you get to rewrite that story.
You get to rewrite your story. Every day is a new day. Every day that you wake up breathing, that the Lord breathes breath in your body, it's a new day to start. It's a new opportunity to be loved and to love. It's a new opportunity to just, dream again.
I love it.
Um, and so that's what we have to do. We have to support one another. We have to encourage one another. We have to strengthen one another, that tomorrow, yesterday is gone. We're here today. And even though tomorrow isn't promised, if we wake up and see tomorrow,
It's another
it's a new day.
chapter.
It's a new day. Yes, it's a new day to write again, to dream again, to start again. So,
I love
yes.
I love it. For our final question, Miss Lashika, what role can churches, schools, communities, and leaders play in helping young women discover their value and reach their full potential?
Um, it takes community. No single organization can do anything alone. Healthy Hearts can't, we definitely can't do it by ourselves. We have built many partnerships. We've built an amazing team that really desires to help these young women. Um, but one of the things churches can provide hope, spiritual encouragement. Um, Schools, if they can identify issues early on, the needs of the children early on, and they can provide them with resources. Our school systems have resources that a lot of parents don't even know exist.
Yeah.
A lot of single parents need a lot of the resources that are available, and they just need to make it available. They need to make us aware of what's out there. Businesses can create employment opportunities and internships. I love the Walmart and Sam's model. Many people don't know that a lot of businesses, when you become full-time employees, some of these businesses, it's not just healthcare where you're going to get your physical health done, but they offer mental uh, health and wellness. And so Walmart, Sam's, when you become a full-time employee, they offer you educational benefits, mental and physical health benefits. And a lot of people are recognizing that mental health is a thing.
Yes.
Um, it's a big thing. And in our uh, Black culture, a lot of us were afraid to address our mental health. And so, like I said, we have to focus on the whole person. And when every sector works together, young women no longer have to navigate adulthood alone. That's the future of Healthy Hearts. That's what we're working to build. We're working to build a community where every young woman knows that she is seen, valued, supported, and equipped to thrive. We don't just want people surviving, we want them to thrive. We want them to live their best lives. Um, when one heart is healed, families are changed, communities are changed, and ultimately we see generations changed. Um, it
Break,
takes us all.
yeah, breaking those generational curses,
Yes,
habits, and so
yes,
that is the one thing that is needed in our
yes.
today. Um, I know that a lot of people are living their lives, but then there's so people that are living their lives so fast that they're not planting the right seeds, and
Mm-hmm,
be planted by people that have gone through, experienced, and grown from it. The
mm-hmm.
generation can benefit from it.
One of the other things I do want to share as a community, we all can just become more aware, you know. Um, it used to be the children, everybody, in communities and neighborhoods, people knew each other. They knew
Yes,
they knew the neighbor two, three, four streets over.
exactly.
They knew all the where the children lived. Now we just pull in our garages and
And
you
that's
know, and
nobody.
that's it. Nobody knows anybody anymore. And so just becoming aware of your surroundings. Yes, you may have it all together, but the child next door may not, you know, the mother next door may not. We don't know. And so take time to get to know the people in your community
Yes,
with a simple hello.
that is so key. That is
Yes.
that is so great. Once again, Lashika, thank you so much for joining me today here on Build Your Best Life. You have definitely given us some great information, some great tips, some great tools for our young men and our women.
Mhm.
To I look forward to this again. You know, you so be on the lookout.
All
Um,
right.
to our viewers, thank you all for tuning in with us here on Build Your Best Life. We hope that you have enjoyed our conversation for tonight here on Build Your Best Life, the blueprint for success. Please, once again, share, like, click on and leave a comment on how we can provide more information to you and our young men and parents on building your life for our young men that are branching out into adulthood and our young women. So, like I said, we got a double. So I hope that you enjoyed our podcast today, and we look forward to seeing you again on the next podcast on Tuesday, 5:30 Central Time, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, and same time, 5:30 and 6:30 p.m. So thank you again, and we look forward to podcasting with you guys again here on Build Your Best Life.